and I'm representing the community within the corridor. The community within the corridor is a $66 million housing project on 32nd and 33rd and Center. In addition to the 197 affordable housing units, there'll be 35,000 square feet of commercial space. And, it's just a place where, people can raise healthy families, right in the city. And, you don't have to go to the suburbs or downtown to experience, these amenities within your housing complex. So the community within the corridor, before it was purchased, it was the old Briggs and Stratton manufacturing site. And it has sat vacant since the 80s. And it goes back to, back in the 1960s, per capita, this was, if not but one of the best places for African Americans, just as far as like them, making a decent wage. But then once the companies, started shutting down, then, it was like, all right, now what? And, people drive up and down Center every day, and they see that, and it subconsciously it weighs on you, with the just driving up and down the street, constantly, and just seeing boarded up buildings or houses, a lot of blight, trash and mattresses and all type of stuff that you see, driving, in the city. So, we definitely wanted to do our part to change the city. With this project, it's actually gonna, help create more community life. And I think that's something that's kind of lacking within the African American community because Milwaukee as a city is segregated, as far as races, but then within our own race, we kind of stick to our own pockets as well. So with all the resources that will be included in addition to the housing, I think that it's just going to provide a higher level of ownership and like self-worth. I think that's something that's really huge and something that we're being very, very intentional about is really, creating that community life and bringing in the resources so that people can come together and whatever your skill set is, whatever you're looking for, whatever you may need, it will be right there, in a 2-block radius. This type of project, with the community within the corridor, this is a legacy project. This is something that, my kids and my kids' kids, they're gonna be able to drive up and down 32nd and 33rd and Center, and say that my dad and my uncle, they've had a huge piece in getting this up and running and providing very nice affordable housing for residents in Milwaukee with, like I said, with all the amenities that's needed to grow healthy families.
This project came about about 5 years ago now, where we saw these buildings, and it was introduced to me by Jennifer Green, who was a commercial real estate broker, and she said, look into it, see if it's something you're interested in, start to run the numbers and put the performance together around it, and that's really how it started. And hopefully it means a lot more opportunity for people. It would be very, very nice housing, a loft style in the neighborhood. It'll take this blighted building, the blighted community, and revitalize it, and it will add even more jobs into the area. It's a space for entrepreneurs to come. It's a space for creatives to come.
What does this mean to you personally?
Personally, for me, this is just showing the city that something that people thought couldn't happen could happen. It allows us to think bigger as a city, as a community. Having here, personally, it's just going to be a nice experience. That's the goal. It's somewhere that everybody wants to be.